Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the plot tour at the end of July. On what has been quite a typical July day, it's grey and wet. In fact, we're crossing our fingers that it's not going to be bringing in the horrible B word. Our tomatoes and potatoes have been looking quite good up until now. Speaking of which, rhubarb has recovered. The Naughtier was going to have to get its Chelsea chop soon. It's finished its first flush. And the strawberries have finished their flush as well. We've got leeks down the middle, which is a good sort of companion planting, strawberries and leeks. And the wigwams, as you can see, the front one here has been blowing backwards because we've had the usual summer storms, but this one's producing very nicely, and this one is about, I think, 4 or 5 weeks behind in terms of the sowing, just to try and give us a later crop. And the net is off the berry bushes. We've had what we want, and the birds have presumably been having the rest. They could do with a tidy up. And the carrots, they seem okay. We've yet to harvest any of those apart from the thinnings. And the blueberries, I say this is the last time they're going to be in the bath. I'm going to be removing them, putting them somewhere more secluded. So we've been having some of our jazzy sickened early potatoes. We've actually just planted these two up again with some of the spare seed potatoes just to see what we get. So our little experimental bed here is going very nicely. That'll be scythed down soon, and another sowing of cover crops going in there. So the courgette, this one here, the midnight variety, it's dying down. We're not sure why. Defender could be following suit. Bit of a mystery that. They've been producing very well up until just about a week ago. Tomatoes are doing extremely well. They're a nice colour. Lots on the trusses. So we just need to cross our fingers for some better weather. It's starting to rain now. So we've got spinach and Brussels sprouts in here. We've sort of isolated this bolting lettuce. That's going to go to seed and provide us with some seed for next year. Peppers are looking good, covered in flowers, lots of fruit, and we're not getting the weather to make them happy. But they're not started to sulk yet. French beans, they're doing well. We're actually a bit grateful that some of them didn't just germinate, so we're not absolutely inundated with them. Peach is going to be getting a bit of a retrain soon. Foxgloves are gathering themselves for next year's display. The cherry tree is coming back from its hard chop, and I think the leaves have been attacked by aphids. Glad to see that there have been signs of one of the penstemons varieties actually survived the harsh winter, but it's really got knocked back. So a couple more tomatoes, loving their spot in front of the shed if the sun ever comes out. So the red love is absolutely laden with fruit. In fact, almost too many. I've had to start thinning some of the escapee branches at the back just to make sure they don't get ripped off in the wind. So Waldo's new growth for next year is rather too far forward. I have staked it and hiked it back a bit, but even so, It's not really where I want it to be. So the quad grow peppers, they have taken their time. You normally hear about transplant shock for plants going into the soil, not into from an IV drip environment into another IV drip environment. So everything on the bank's looking quite nice. This water iris will probably need taming next year. The dahlias up there, that's Otto's Thrill nearly coming out. Cafe au lait there, white perfection at the back. This aster is going crazy. If we'd known it was going to be this big, we would have put it at the back of the bed, not at the front. It's only about 6 inches at home for the last 10 years. So the lilies are looking nice. Sea holly has been putting on a fantastic display, and when the rare occasions it's sunny, it's absolutely covered in insects. This is Amistad, has survived the winter, and it's looking nice. As is this clematis. I'm glad to see that Gertrude Jekyll has got the message, and she started to outgrow the lavender perfection in the pot beneath her. So the raspberries are having their best year ever. I do wonder whether in Surrey, with the heat that we get, they're just taking a lot longer to establish themselves. This is about the 4th or 5th year now. So the poor plum trees, there are some plums that are looking terrible, but that's all my fault for planting them in the wrong place and too close together. So, sweetcorn. We've got tassels. I haven't got any signs of any silks coming yet, but it's nearly there. Parsnips are looking nice. They're usually a good doer for us on this plot, as are the leeks. So we've got them in 3 different locations. So the cabbages underperforming yet again. They've gone from being a good crop for us to being pretty poor. So we've got lone cabbage in here, and some more spinach. And this is where the peas were. They've been scythed down, and we've got the beetroot, which has been doing quite well this year. So Otto's Thrill is out in the orchard. So there's a fair bit of new whippy growth here on the fruit trees in general, so they're going to get a tidy up next month, get their summer prune. We do have a couple of rather nice looking Victoria plums. I'll try not to snap them off. They're actually quite sizable. There's about 2 out of the total of 4 on the whole of the tree. So some of these new dahlias are looking rather nice. That's Esley. And we've got lots of new growth on the tip layer of Waldo there. And of course we've got still the gages are hanging on. I think they're getting a little bit bigger. No sign of them ripening up though. So we are discussing reducing down our rhubarb for next year, and getting the potatoes in their pots along the back, and that will free up the potato area, which we're actually going to turn into a meadow and a source of some biomass that we can then utilize across the plot. and at some point I'll have to do a video to discuss what it is we actually do. And there we are. Hope everybody's keeping well. I will catch you in the next month's video. Bye for now.